Every record you keep but don't use is a tax on your operations. We talk about data like it's the new oil, but the reality is that unrefined data is just sludge. Today, we're looking at a silent profit killer for mid-market companies, the 100 gigabyte wall. If your NetSuite environment is sluggish and your service tier costs are skyrocketing, you don't have a storage problem, you have a data debt crisis. Today, we're going to show you how to use AI to clean the attic before the floor collapses. Let's get into it. Hello, this is John Turns from the Execution Overhype podcast presented by Seisan. We're here for one reason, to cut through the marketing noise so you can deploy software that actually moves the needle for your business. Before we dive into the technical debt that is likely suffocating your ERP, I want to invite you to join our community. The world of enterprise software moves at a breakneck pace, and staying ahead of the curve is the difference between scaling and stalling. If you find our deep dives into system efficiency valuable, please hit the subscribe button and like this video. It's the best way to ensure you never miss a blueprint for a leaner, more profitable operation. If you're running a growing business on NetSuite, you've likely seen the warning banners. In the 2026.1 release, Oracle has solidified its service tier limits. For most mid-market companies, you start on the standard tier. It's a great entry point, but it comes with a hard ceiling, 100 gigabytes of file storage, and a cap on monthly transaction lines. Here's the part that hits the balance sheet. Once you cross that 100 gigabyte threshold or exceed your transaction limits, NetSuite doesn't just send a friendly reminder. They move you from the standard tier to the premium tier. For many of our clients, that jump represents an extra $50,000 or more per year in licensing alone. And for what? Usually, it's for data you haven't looked at since 2019. This isn't just about the bill, it's about performance. If your saved searches take more than 5 seconds to load, your data isn't an asset, it's an anchor. This is what we call the execution gap. Your team is waiting on the system to churn through millions of duplicate records and obsolete logs just to find a single invoice. The lag time is costing you productivity every single hour of every single day. At Seisan, we realize that manual data cleanup is a day 2 task that never actually happens. Nobody wants to spend 6 months auditing a million rows of ERP data, so we developed a proprietary solution, the internal AI database optimizer. This tool isn't just a simple deletion script. We developed a suite of over 70 purpose-built, AI-driven scripts that treat your NetSuite instance like a living organism. It transforms NetSuite's complex, tangled data structure into a streamlined, high-performance environment. The AI audits every record, identifying what is actually contributing to your business and what is just digital noise. This is where it gets smart. The AI doesn't just look for old data. It uses contextual reasoning to cross-reference financial and operational records. It understands that an old customer record might still be vital for long-term reporting or KPI dashboards, while an old log from a failed integration 3 years ago is useless weight. It allows you to extend your NetSuite investment without being forced into an unnecessary upgrade. Reducing your database size isn't just about speed. It's about actively dropping into a lower NetSuite service tier to reclaim 5-figure annual budgets. The value is also not just database size. It's cleaning up legacy data for reporting, KPI dashboards, and more. Most importantly, it's about extending your NetSuite investment without having to pay for the upgrade path, especially if you're still using an older on-prem version. Here's where we can also help with regulatory compliance. Meeting GDPR and SOC 2 right to erasure requirements can be difficult. Our tool, when implemented correctly, should be able to automatically identify and purge PII data that shouldn't be in your ERP in the first place. It also can provide system agility. A clean database means that AI agents like Claude or NetSuite's native AI can return more accurate results without hallucinating on outdated records. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room, the cost of staying current. Oracle is doing a lot of marketing around NetSuite Next and the autonomous close features that use AI to monitor transactions and reconcile your books in real time. These are fantastic tools, but there's a major catch. To access these shiny new 2026 features, you generally have to be on the latest OCI-based versions of NetSuite and the highest service tiers. For many mid-market companies, the path to get there is an implementation nightmare. We're not just talking about upgrade, and migration paths that can easily cost hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars, most CFOs and boards look at that price tag and simply can't justify it just to get a few new AI buttons. This is where our internal database optimizer changes the game. We believe that you shouldn't have to spend $1 million on an upgrade just to fix legacy mess. Our tool allows you to innovate right on top of your existing system. By using AI to clean and optimize your database where it sits, we remove the sludge that prevents modern AI agents from working. You can have a high-performance AI-ready environment without forced migration or upgrade. This matters because the clock is ticking. As of 2026.1, NetSuite has stopped issuing new SOAP-based endpoints. By 2028, legacy SOAP integrations will stop functioning entirely. If your database is a mess, migrating those integrations to rest will be twice as expensive and 3 times as slow. Cleaning your data now isn't just about saving $50,000 in licensing costs. It's about de-risking your entire infrastructure so you can build for the future on your own terms, not Oracle's. Now it's time for the Tech Reality Score. To stay objective, we aren't scoring our own tool today, but instead, we're grading the NetSuite 2026.1 platform itself. We want to see if the hype of their new AI features matches the reality for the average business owner. For ease of use and user experience, 7 out of 10. The new AI-generated narrative insights are a huge win for transparency, but the core interface remains dense and difficult for non-technical users to navigate without significant training. For functionality and features, 9 out of 10. Features like Intelligent Close Manager and advanced pricing rules are best in class. NetSuite continues to lead the pack in ERP depth, even if those features are often gate-kept behind higher-priced tiers. Integrations and compatibility, 6 out of 10. The SOAP depreciation cliff is a major pain point. By ending default support for new SOAP endpoints, NetSuite is effectively forcing a massive, expensive migration to REST APIs on its entire user base. Value for cost, 5 out of 10. This is where the platform struggles, frankly. The jump from a standard to premium tier for crossing the 100 gigabyte storage mark can feel like a success tax on growing companies. Scaling and long-term viability, 8 out of 10. Built on Oracle Cloud Infrastructure, it's undeniably the forever ERP. However, its long-term viability for the mid-market depends entirely on whether you can afford the constant upgrade path. Overall final score, 35 out of 50. Our final verdict here is, again, a little bit nuanced. So for enterprises, it's absolutely execution ready. The AI features provide real competitive edge if you have the budget. For the mid-market, we recommend to proceed with caution. The platform is powerful, but you need a strategy to stay on the standard tier as long as possible in order to avoid unintended costs. The bottom line is that most leaders treat their ERP like a digital attic. They keep throwing things in until the floor collapses under the weight. In 2026, the competitive advantage doesn't go to the company with the most data. It goes to the company that can run the leanest. Data isn't an asset. It's an anchor if you aren't managing it. You don't need $1 million upgrade to have a world-class system. You just need to clear out the debt that's holding you back. If you want your system built the right way to manage your data debt and protect your margins, visit us at Seisan.com. We don't just build software, we build systems that generate outcomes. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for liking and subscribing. It genuinely allows us to keep doing the deep research that helps your business grow. This is John, and until next time, I'm out.